Ever dreamed of transforming your garden into a bustling wildlife sanctuary? Welcome to the magical world of wildlife gardening, where your very own backyard can be a vibrant ecosystem teeming with life. This isn't just about creating a picturesque garden, it's about cultivating a living, breathing, fluttering, chirping, buzzing haven for creatures great and small. Imagine a place where flowers of all shapes, sizes, and colors bloom in abundance, their sweet nectar attracting bees and butterflies. Picture a garden where birds flit from branch to branch, their melodious songs filling the air. Envision a sanctuary where all creatures, from the smallest insects to the most majestic mammals, find refuge. In this wildlife garden, every plant, every creature, every element has a role to play, contributing to a balanced and thriving ecosystem right at your doorstep. Imagine stepping into your backyard and being greeted by the enchanting dance of butterflies, the harmonious songs of birds, and the diligent work of bees. But why should we care about wildlife gardening? What makes it so important? Well, the answer lies in the very essence of life itself. Wildlife gardening plays a crucial role in supporting biodiversity and preserving our natural ecosystems. It's not just about making our gardens look pretty, it's about creating a sanctuary, a safe haven for a myriad of creatures, from the tiniest bees to the most colorful butterflies and melodious birds. You see, our gardens are more than just a collection of plants, they are micro-ecosystems, a small window into the larger world of nature. And each creature, no matter how small, plays a significant role in maintaining the balance of this ecosystem. Consider the humble bee, a tiny creature with a massive responsibility. Bees are some of the most efficient pollinators in the world. They buzz from flower to flower, transferring pollen and enabling plants to produce the fruits and seeds that feed countless other species. Without bees, many of our favorite fruits and vegetables would become a rarity. Then there are the lovely butterflies, nature's flying artwork. Apart from adding a splash of color to our gardens, butterflies also play a vital role in pollination. Caterpillars, the juvenile stage of butterflies, are also important as they provide a valuable food source for birds and other wildlife. And let's not forget the birds, whose sweet songs fill our gardens with music. Birds are nature's pest control. They feed on insects and grubs that can harm our plants, keeping the garden healthy. They also play a part in seed dispersal, helping to spread plants across a wider area. In essence, wildlife gardening creates an environment where life thrives. It's a mutual relationship where we provide food, shelter, and a safe space for these creatures, and in return, they help to maintain the health and beauty of our gardens. So when we talk about the importance of wildlife gardening, it's not just about the aesthetic appeal, it's about creating habitats, supporting life, and contributing to the larger ecosystem. It's about understanding and respecting the delicate balance of nature. Simply put, wildlife gardening is not just about creating a beautiful space, it's about contributing to the preservation of our planet's precious biodiversity. So how can you transform your garden into a wildlife haven? Well, cultivating a wildlife-friendly garden is like painting a masterpiece. It's all about the right elements, harmoniously blended to create a vibrant living canvas. Let's dive into some practical tips and techniques to help you get started. Firstly, consider the natives. Native plants are like comfort food for local wildlife, familiar, nutritious, and just plain good. They've evolved together over centuries, forming close-knit relationships that are truly irreplaceable. Incorporating a variety of these plants will not only attract a diverse range of wildlife, but also ensure they have the resources they need to thrive. But what's a garden without a bountiful banquet? Providing food sources such as berry-laden shrubs for birds, nectar-rich flowers for bees and butterflies, or even a compost heap for beetles, can turn your garden into a wildlife diner that's open all year round. And remember, variety is the spice of life. Different creatures have different dietary needs, so aim to provide a smorgasbord of treats to cater to everyone. Now imagine you're a tiny creature in a big world. You'd want a safe place to rest your wings, wouldn't you? That's where shelter comes in. From birdhouses to bug hotels, providing cozy nooks and crannies can give critters a safe space to rest, reproduce, and ride out unfavorable conditions. Don't forget, dead wood and piles of leaves can also make fantastic wildlife homes. So let's embrace a little messiness in our gardens. Of course, all living creatures need water. A simple bird bath, a pond, or even a shallow dish can quench the thirst of your garden visitors. If you're creating a pond, remember to include a gentle slope or a ramp for small creatures to climb out. This thoughtful touch can transform a water feature into a lifesaver. Lastly, let's talk about the elephant in the room, pesticides. These chemicals can be harmful, not only to the pests they're designed to kill but also to beneficial wildlife, so try to minimize their use. Opt for organic methods of pest control like encouraging natural predators or use wildlife-friendly alternatives. After all, every creature in your garden plays a role in the grand scheme of things. Remember, patience is a virtue. It may take time for wildlife to discover your garden, but once they do, they'll reward your efforts with a symphony of sights, sounds, and activities that can turn your garden into a living, breathing masterpiece. So don your gardening gloves, grab your tools, and let's get started. Nature is waiting for your invitation. Remember, the key to a thriving wildlife garden is to create a habitat that provides for the needs of various creatures. What are some specific plants that can turn your garden into a wildlife magnet? Let's dive right in. For our feathered friends, consider planting berry-producing shrubs like elderberry, holly, or cotoneaster. These not only provide a smorgasbord of food, but also offer shelter from predators. Evergreen trees like spruce and pine are also great as they provide year-round cover and nesting sites. Moving on to our buzzing bees, they are partial to native plants, which are already adapted to your local climate and soil. Some top picks include lavender, sunflowers, and foxgloves. These plants are rich in nectar and pollen, which bees need for their honey production and for feeding their young. For our beautiful butterflies, you'll want to incorporate plants that cater to both the adult and larvae stages. For the adults, consider nectar-rich flowers like buddleia, also known as the butterfly bush, and coneflowers. For the larvae, consider milkweed or nettles, as these plants provide the necessary nutrients for caterpillars to grow and metamorphose into butterflies. Remember, different wildlife species have different habitat requirements. Some birds prefer high perches, while others nest closer to the ground. Some butterflies like sunny open spaces, while others prefer shaded areas. Thus, a diverse garden with a mix of trees, shrubs, and flowers of varying heights and types can cater to a wider range of wildlife. Also, consider the bloom times of your plants. Aim for a succession of blooms from early spring to late fall to provide a consistent food source. This way, your garden will be a haven for wildlife throughout the seasons. Finally, remember that each garden is unique. It's a living, breathing entity that evolves over time. So, don't be afraid to experiment, observe, and adjust. What works in one garden might not work in another, and that's perfectly okay. Gardening, after all, is as much about the journey as it is about the destination. Choosing the right plants can make your garden a popular pit stop for a variety of wildlife. So, why not start today? Create your own wildlife haven and enjoy the sights, sounds, and benefits that come with it. Ready to make a difference with your own wildlife garden? It's easier than you might think. And the rewards? They are as countless as the petals on a sunflower. Imagine stepping out into your own backyard and being greeted by the gentle hum of bees, the melodious song of birds, and the fluttering dance of butterflies. This can be your reality. All it takes is a little knowledge, some effort, and a lot of love for our planet's incredible biodiversity. Here's the thing: nature is resilient. Give it a chance, and it will flourish. Your garden can become a safe haven for countless species, many of which are rapidly losing their natural habitats. By transforming your garden into a wildlife-friendly space, you're not just enhancing your own backyard, you're contributing to a global effort to preserve our planet's biodiversity. But where do you start? Well, there are abundant resources available online to guide you on this journey. Websites, blogs, and forums dedicated to wildlife gardening abound with practical advice and tips. You'll find guides on choosing the right plants, creating safe habitats, and even making homemade bird feeders. Local organizations can be a goldmine of information too. Many offer workshops and seminars on wildlife gardening, and some even provide native plants that attract and sustain local wildlife species. Reach out to them. They are usually more than happy to help a budding wildlife gardener. Bookstores and libraries are another great place to find inspiration. Look for books on wildlife gardening. They offer a wealth of knowledge, often beautifully illustrated, that can help you plan and maintain your garden. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of wildlife gardeners out there eager to share their experiences and learn from yours. Join them, share your successes, your challenges, and your joy in seeing your garden come alive with wildlife. Remember, every garden counts, and your efforts can make a significant difference in supporting our planet's biodiversity. Happy gardening.